Hey guys, my name is Junaid Khan and welcome to Art of Arduino in Microcontroller tutorials. In this lesson we're going to be looking at how to build an LED matrix. Okay, so to build the LED matrix we're going to use 9 LED lights. It's going to be a 3x3 LED matrix. So the first thing we'll do is connect the positive to the negative over here, like so. For the next LED light, we're going to connect it from positive and then to negative. So now notice how the negative is skipping one line. And over here, for the third light, I'm going to connect it from positive to negative. And this will give me my first row. Now the reason we connect all the positives to that line is because this will give us the control to apply the positive voltage. And over here, because of the way the breadboard is, we need to connect all these three together in their separate rows. So if I apply a voltage in the row going in this way and row going in this way, I can control which LED to light. So here I'm going to continue on and create the second row with the same method. Notice how I'm skipping the rows for the negative. So here this will give me the second row. Again, I have access to the positive row for these LEDs. Next we'll finish it up by putting in the last row. And here we can just fix it up to get it right. So next we need to connect the wires. Okay, so to connect the wires, I'm going to start out by first capturing the first row for the negative LED. So here I'm going to put in that first wire over here, and this is connecting to the negative of this. Next we need to capture the negative for this guy within that same row. So here I'm going to connect this wire over here back into the same row, and this is basically coming back to negative. And for the last one, I'm going to connect from that same point again this LED and connect it to this row. So this gives me control over applying voltage to the positive and the negatives over here, so I can light up each LED. Next we need to capture the row for the second one. So here I'm going to start out by putting this in over here and creating a circuit that will basically give me access to the second row. So now I have access to the second row. And now we need to capture the last row, which we can drop it in over here. Okay, so what I've done is basically connect these negatives, all of these negatives here for this row, into this row here on the breadboard, and the same for all the other rows. So next we need to connect the rows. So here I'm going to connect the first row to pin 4. and this one will go to pin 8. And the last one will go to pin 12. Once I have that done, I'm now going to connect positives using a 330 ohm resistor from pin 3 back directly over here. For the second column, I'm going to do pin 7. And attach it over here. And lastly, for the third column, I'm going to connect from pin 11 to the positive. Okay, so once everything is wired up, I've already uploaded the code, so I'm going to connect it. So you can see how we can display a different type of animations on LED lights. So here I just have an X, a diamond, and a strobing feature programmed into the Arduino. Let's look at the code. Okay, so now we'll take a quick look at the code. So you can get this code here from display row column scanning. So here I've taken that code and modified it. My columns are pin 3, 7, and 11, and my rows are 4, 8, and 12. I've defined 2 delays here basically so it displays the way I want it, a 3 millisecond delay and a 500 millisecond delay. The next is the setup, which only goes through it once. Here we go through each pin, basically turning them all on based on our arrays. Next we enter the loop, and this is the loop where the Arduino just keeps going and going and going. So here's my draw X function, my draw diamond function, and my display strobe. Here I'm using the delay to delay after displaying each object. Now remember, one thing about matrix is when you are displaying any image, you are only turning on one light, and it's doing it very fast and it looks like an image. So here's my for statement for the X, and basically I've hard-coded all the values, just thinking about which LED I want to run. Since this is a very simple design, we don't have to do sophisticated programming, but this just shows you how easy it is for anyone to control the Arduino. So here basically we are lighting up each LED displaying the X, and it's going through it very fast. So the next one, it goes through the draw V, which is my draw diamond, and it's exactly the same thing where I've just hand picked which LEDs I want to light. And my strobing, which is my last function, basically goes through the columns first, one by one. When it hits the first column, it goes through all the rows. Basically it blinks them on and off, then it goes to the next LED. So it's doing it vertically. Once it's finished doing this, it does a delay for 50 milliseconds. This is so we can see the strobe. Then it moves on to the second column and does the same thing again. And that's basically the concept of the ability to control the LED matrix. Now you can have much more complicated LED matrix, and for that, if you want to display animations, you wouldn't be doing it this way. There are examples on the Arduino website where they show you how you can display sprite animations.